What's up, everybody? It's another Settlers of Catan gameplay on 57 cards, and I am red in this 4-player match. Let's go ahead and get started. All fellas in this 4-player match, and blue is first. I'll go ahead and skip right through and get to the decisions. Shorten this process a little bit rather than waiting for people deciding. So blue takes first spot. I definitely agree with his decision here to go with second best ore, two of the strongest wheats, and really you're solidifying as the king of the wheat on this board. However, I don't agree with the road pointing downward. I guess they see that they could go down and get some extra brick, and that maybe that 5-6 brick spot is not going to be open. But all right, let's see what's going on here. So orange, I don't know if I would have taken orange's spot second. I probably would have chosen purple spot second, and then orange's spot maybe third. I was actually sort of hoping, as being the fourth player in this match, I was hoping to get the coordinated sixes, the 6 wood and 6 brick, and really just dominate the roads, kind of cause some havoc in this setup. And it ended up taking me a long time. I sped through the decision process, but I couldn't figure out what was going to be my game plan here. I really didn't like any of my setups, so I decided to go with what I thought might allow me to have kind of an open board based on what I saw the next few decisions were going to happen. I foresaw that the right side of the board is sort of going to be open, and if I can block off that center section, start with a free road in hand and 1 ore, really give myself a good opportunity to be an expanding player with my road game with good brick and good wood. Unfortunately, what typically happens is if 7s get rolled, my good brick number 6 is going to get blocked. So let's see what happens. Blue has a phenomenal setup for ore wheat sheep game. They have the sheep port up to the left. They have tons of strong sheep, and they still have good ore and good wheat. And they roll exactly the perfect roll. They roll a 7 to go after 2 of us who both are starting out with a free road. And he decides to go after me first, partly because I'm contesting with him for the center spot. I'm contesting with him for 2 spots. So his expansion down to the brick port on the 9 ore. And I'm also contesting with him in the middle there for the 11, 10, 3. So right now I'm deciding which is most important. Do I need to stop him from getting the center expansion, or do I need to stop him from expanding down to the coast? Both are probably important defensively, so I sort of have to wait for him to decide which he's going to do, and I will take the other one. I think my preference is to get to the 9 ore, because then I'll solidify 2 good ore spots, a 9 and a 4. Plus, it gives me the brick port, which once I get a city on the 11 and 6 of brick, then I really don't need anybody's assistance, because right now I'm lacking sheep, and that brick port will really suffice for all the sheep that I need. So blue uses his road and goes towards the middle section. So that's good for me. That shows that he has prioritized that center section, and that's okay. I do want to get that, and I'm still eyeing it. If the right rolls come, I will still take it. So right now I'm right at the edge of where I might be able to still get it. If a 9 comes, I could potentially trade for sheep. Let's see what's happening. Orange is rolled a 5, and they are, let's see what they're trying to do. They're backtracking now because they've had both of their expansion areas blocked by blue and blocked by myself. So they're backtracking, and of course the very worst roll comes right away. And that was a really tough decision for me because that I was right at the edge of getting an early city. I didn't know if I really wanted an early city because then I'm going to be targeted. Instead, I'm sitting here with, and I got stolen. I lost my valuable wood, and now I'm going to see what I can get. Okay, that's a good trade. I think I do want to do that, but let me look at the board first to make sure that I'm not making a mistake. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hit X. X'd out. And yeah, that looks like a fine trade for me. So I'll go ahead and reoffer that trade. And I'll do it with purple, assuming that he's going to do it. Oop. He wants 2 brick for 1 wood. I guess he wasn't happy enough before. And decided to change his offering. We'll go ahead and laugh at his changing, and I'm just gonna bide my time right now. Seeing that blue is still going after that center spot. Depending on if they get the right trades, they're still gonna be a little ways off of getting that center spot. So I have a potential to still sneak in there and get it. But unfortunately, another 7 is rolled, and if he steals from me, he gets an automatic brick, which I know he needs brick. But I don't know if he paid attention to what I dropped. So he went ahead and stole from purple. I think maybe he felt bad from stealing from myself so many times. 6 is now rolled. Good block. Gives monkey a wood. Wood is nice. I hope that more woods go out there, except I don't know if monkey is going to be trading away. He does have a 4 brick, and 4 has been rolling enough already. Good. There's 1 roll, one wood. And now if I trade for this wood, the same trade, this gives me my 2 roads, which is really what I want to do. Is I want to be able to go ahead and block blue to the left. There's another spot I'm eyeing is going north and blocking purple, going up to the sheep and ore. So there's 2 ways. The value of having lots of roads in this early part of the game where not a lot of other people have roads is you can really hurt other people's expansion. So while orange and blue are focused on getting into the center, I'm focused on getting my way out since I'm already in the center. Nikor seems to recognize that blue is the target and going to be in the long term probably have the strongest game. So he's already got his city. Now we are going to be in a struggle unless we're able to start blocking him. He's the one who's rolled the 7 already twice. Nikor's rolled it once. Let's see. So 4 is rolled. Again, bricks are going out and some ores. I get another ore. Sheep for wheat. So the good thing is orange has a lot of unnecessary sheep that he can't even use. So he has an 8 and he has a 3, and he can't really do a lot with it. And his expansion that he's going for, this 9, 2, 10, is one that I would have liked, but for him, it really doesn't do a whole lot. It does add a little bit more wood, so that 9s become, because he has the wood port, it becomes a little more powerful for him. But because he has all this extra sheep in his hand, he's actually right now, I don't see his setup to be as powerful. So let's see here. It's still purple's turn. He just rolled a 5, so I got my wheat. Now that I have secured my blocking of blue. I'm now, of course, my number one focus is to get that settlement on the 9. And the reason I like that settlement so much, so blue was trying to get a wheat. I know blue needs wheat. He doesn't have a way of getting wheat, and he had lots of wood and lots of excess sheep. I'm sorry, not blue, but orange. So I gave that trade specifically for orange because orange cannot get wheat, and he wants, and he gets so much sheep and so much wood. So I figured it's a good trade for him. Monkey's rating, let's see, his ranking was a 2. Maybe he hasn't had a lot of games yet. Master Chief was a 6, I believe. 6 experience points. This doesn't necessarily indicate that they don't know the game, but it just means that they haven't played a lot on Catan universe yet, which I was the same. I hadn't played a whole lot. I still haven't played a whole lot. And as long as you keep getting victories, you get your experience pretty quickly and keep moving up in rankings, and you start playing better people. So Monkey's turn. I'm sure he's just figuring out what's going on. Let's see, he's offering a wood for a wheat. I don't think he realizes. I mean, I guess because he can trade 2 to 1, then he's not so worried. He's not going to offer much more. I think I would still do the trade, the wood and the sheep for a wheat, if he is willing to offer it, but he decides to do it himself, trades it in, and now my 2 optional expansions towards the center have been blocked. So good thing I made my way out, otherwise my game would basically have been over right off the bat. So let's see here. Willing to trade a brick. I don't need that. I still just need a wood. So if a 9 comes, 9 doesn't come, but I can offer a wheat for wood potentially, or I do have an extra development card in my hand. I decide, because of how many cards I have and where I'm at in this game, I decide to go ahead and just buy a development card and hope for an opportunity to come back, because something like a Year of Plenty, Monopoly, even a road building can really be a game changer right now. Road building would allow me to sneak out in the top where the 8-3 and or expansion is, up at the top. So those are two options for me that I still have in my radar if the right rolls come. Purple is likely to expand up to the 8-3 next, so I'm sort of in a rush to get there if I get it. But really I need to get on this brick port first before I even think about blocking purple's expansion up north. Let's see. 3 to 1. Purple trades for wheat. Looks like they're about to build a city. Yes, they sure enough do. 11. Now purple has 2 woods in hand, and I'm going to go ahead and give him a road. That's fine. I really need. He doesn't trade, but luckily, Monkey does have extra wood and no brick in hand at this moment. So perfect opportunity to get my brick port settled. So I'm, even though I have 4 points, supposedly tied for the lead, I'm pretty far behind right now. These purple and blue have much, much stronger setups right now. Blue, although he doesn't have his port yet, has super, super strong for ore, wheat, and sheep. So he can just buy development cards if he wants to and just win out the game. The one weakness he has is his 9 ore is susceptible to being blocked, and because he doesn't have a port, he doesn't have a way to really defend it. So right now, as long as his 9 ore is blocked, I think we're good to go. That stinks for me because I do need the ore, and my next move is either to expand north, blocking that 8-3, or it's going to have to be building a city. There is the option also to go south and get the 6-12, which is close. I should be able to pick it up pretty quickly. The downside about doing that is it makes the 6 even more of a target, and then I'm really reliant on it. And it also breaks up my potential for longest road. So I don't really think that that's going to be as wise of a move. 11 is hitting. Wow, 11 is just on fire. Purple has just the perfect rolls to be able to build another city. He's offering wood. If he was smart, he would just offer it for brick. I think he was just seeing what he could get. He's sitting there with 4 woods in hand. 5 is rolled. That's sheep and wheat. So I'm thinking here what I can do. I don't really want to buy a development card at this time, and I dislike just trading for ores, giving away my intention. If somebody's paying attention, they know exactly what I'm doing. I'm checking to see what kind of cards are out there. There's no development cards, so it's not likely somebody's going to monopolize all my brick. And even if they do roll a 7, all they'll likely get is just 1 brick rather than stealing an ore from me. So I decided to I like to kind of risk it, especially because my production is kind of low. Rather than trading in my brick for the ore right now, I decided to kind of leave myself some options. Plus, I wasn't really sure if I did want to go up to that 8-3. So if the right rolls come, if a bunch of 9s come right now, if people trade me wood, I will expand up to that 8-3. So I'm leaving myself some options by not trading in those bricks. Wheat coming for wood. I'm considering that, but not really. So blue, yeah, I definitely don't want to give blue anything because they have tons of wheat in hand right now, and 1 for 1 is definitely not something I'm going to do. So I'm sort of just wasting his time. And he's able to trade in. Sure enough, he had 8 wheat in hand. He trades in 2 4-for-1s. Again, a 5 is rolled. That's 2 more wheat to him and a sheep. Really don't want him to get that sheep port because his sheep production is just going to be, it's already, he has the ideal spot for a sheep port. And if he claims that sheep port, it could be game over. Monkey goes ahead and takes the longest road, putting him at 5 points, tied for the lead with purple, even though he's not really a threat yet. Purple has a bunch of roads in hand. He just got a 6, so he perfectly got 2 roads. And he decides to go ahead and threaten blue's expansion. I think he clearly sees the imminent threat that blue is going to become. So now I have a bunch of options here. These rolls were perfect. I have the option to build a city. Likely I am going to build a city. What I'm looking at, is there any way I can trade in order to get a city and a road potentially close to a settlement, or even a city and a development card? No one's offering to give up their ore yet. So I go ahead and upgrade. Do I want to build this road now down south? That's one option. Again, I still have that 8-3 in the north as an option. But the other thing is I see blue as a substantial threat too, and if I expand over to this 9, it takes away one of his spots to build, and also it gives me more ore, and it extends my longest road potential. So I see that as the wisest move rather than hanging on to my cards at that moment. So I decided to go ahead and build the one road. 11 is rolled. It's 3 woods right there, and wow, monkey just traded with blue. That was a very difficult trade, and yes, Nikor doesn't hold back, and he calls him, some not such a nice word, an idiot. But I agree that we did need to have that blocked. I was actually for Nikor getting that one, even though Nikor is only tied. He actually, it doesn't benefit him to have the sheep port. It's purely a defensive move, a wise defensive move. He rolls 7. That's a good one for me. He has to drop 4 cards. He drops, or I missed what the other one was. Might have been 3 woods, probably, because he had lots of wood. Let's see here. I'm sitting here with 2 roads. If I get one more road, I have the potential to inch my way out and get the 8-3. Let's see what Nikor does. Does he protect the 8-3? I sort of don't want him to. Okay, so I still can go up to the 8-3. He decides to go to the wheat port first. Now I have to block for sure blue. I want to go ahead and block blue and purple. And I just steal from blue because I agree that if he gets a city right now, it's basically game over. So I got my road settlement. It was the perfect steal. I mean, I could have used a wood as well to get out to that 8-3. So I don't love my position right now, but it's also sneaky good in the sense that I can connect my 2 settlements to take longest road. I have good wheat and ore production, enough to get me a lot of options. I can build cities. I can build development cards by trading in my brick, and I can build enough roads to get me the longest road. So I'm actually, from being at 6 points right now, the win is within reach. Whenever you reach 6 victory points, you are, and based on mostly out of production rather than just longest road, then you're usually in contention. There's usually options for you, especially with me with having a port already. Okay, that's huge. Now Nikor has the wheat port, and he goes, and now he's protected that 8-3 expansion. So that's massive. Now he's in a very, very strong position. He's got 4 roads as well, not too far off longest road. He's got 6 points purely on production. He's got strong ore and pretty good wheat. He's lacking in sheep, so and his port is okay. He needs to get lucky to get the right wheats to come to trade in for his port. He does have a 3-1 as a backup. So let's see here. It's Orange's turn. Orange is looking to trade. Orange is fallen far behind. He's not really a threat at this point in the game, even though he does maintain the longest road, and he is tied for the lead visibly. He's without a city right now and without any ore production. He's a little too far behind. So I have another city in hand. And this is the point of the game where I what's going on, and the fact that Nobody else has any development cards, nor do they have any knights. Now's a perfect opportunity for me to just snag and secure the largest army and then steal the longest road, and I can just in 3 rounds go to victory. So I buy 2 development cards, and instead of getting 2 knights, which I would have actually preferred, I got a victory point in Monopoly. And now that is even more exciting because what it means is I have the potential to steal the victory on the very next turn. Monopoly opens up the option, if I get the right rolls, I can monopolize to give myself a city and build 1 road. Right now I'm tied for longest road. All I have to do is build 1 road, steal the longest road, gives me 9, and monopolize to give me a city. So right now, if the rolls come, it could be game over the very next round. So I'm definitely paying attention to what's going on. Orange gives himself a city. Now he's a little more, I wouldn't say of a threat, because he doesn't have his road fully secured. If he is able to somehow loop around and connect his road out the outside of the sheep area, that might be his only opportunity to secure the longest road. But right now, I definitely will be trying to threaten his longest road. And if I steal it, it's likely going to be for victory. So Nakor, he's able to trade in and secure that spot. Now he's definitely the largest threat at this current moment. He needs to be attacked. Unfortunately, not the right rolls came. I didn't get a single card during that round. 7 is rolled. It's bittersweet for me. I want people to have lots of cards, but at the same time, both Master Chef and Monkey Border both had 8 cards, so that means they're back to 4. So that's, again, it's bittersweet. It's doubly bittersweet in the sense that now a bulk of my ore stealing is all gone away, with that 8 of purple being blocked. So let's see where we are at. 5 cards. He upgrades to a city. That's massive. Now he's got 6 points. I would say, even though it's massive, he's probably potentially the strongest to just get development cards and win it. The issue is he cannot likely steal the longest road. He's boxed in. It's hard for him to build enough roads to get the longest road. So actually his path from going from 6 to 10 is a little bit slower than purple's or even than mine. And I think more than likely I'm going to win before either of those can happen. So I'm eyeing what was rolled. Again, a 6 is rolled. That's good. There's lots of woods. I get 2 more brick. He's offering wheat for brick. I think clearly Nakor is a huge threat right now. And he has 9 cards. He's likely just trying to get a victory, trying to win it out right now. He buys a development card. And, what could that be? He's got 7 with 1 development card. Okay, he's a threat, but 1 development card. I got 2 victory points. I got a monopoly. I feel like I'm sneakily sitting pretty good. However, I have to use this monopoly right now. I cannot wait another round. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like the rolls came perfectly so I can get road settlement or a city. I'm just 1 card off. If I try and do, I can do a development card and 1 road. I could take longest road by building 1 road, and I can buy a development card and hope and pray that is a victory point. That's one option, but I don't know if that's going to get me there to be a victor. I think my best bet is to build a city and then wait till next round to get the longest road. And I'm going to build the city where the 9 is to ensure that I'm getting enough wood to build the longest road in case Monkey Border is able to expand. So here we are. It really all comes down to the rolls right now. I got my 8 points sort of hidden. I got 2 development cards that are giving me the victory points. And what does Master Chef do? He really doesn't have a shot of winning this game right now. If he doesn't, I don't know if he realizes that the victory is coming down to this round. Likely. Depends on Monkey Border. What does he do? Does Monkey Border decide to extend his road? He's got 7 cards. He's got 1 development card. Again, these development cards really haven't been knights yet. Haven't seen much knights. I haven't seen a single knight played this entire game. 2 sheep for a brick and a wheat. That's exactly... I could easily trade that. Maybe that trade was specifically for me. 3 sheep for a brick and a wheat. Nakor, is he able to do that trade? Let's see, what's he doing? 3 sheep for a brick and a wheat. He extends. And he doesn't do anything else. Passes. 11. That's good for me, but okay, it also gives Nakor does a laugh. What does his laugh mean? Oh, no, his development card is... Oh, my goodness, his development card is a victory point as well. Can you believe it? He snagged the longest road before I could do it. That was... Oh, man. I would have easily been able to win. Well, I don't know if I would have won that round. I was right at the edge of having the right cards. But can you believe it? That's the one thing about longest road is it's constantly being eyed for a sneaky victory. One of the most popular ways to sneak out a victory is by either just playing your 3rd knight or snagging the longest road. I've seen it done so many times and done it myself. Almost was able to do it myself. Can't believe the 11 was the perfect roll for Nakor, allowing him to do what he needed to do to connect his roads. I can't believe it. But that's how it goes. That's why we play the game. Good job, Nakor. If I was to try and teach myself a better move, it would maybe have been to secure longest road first, last round, rather than building the city first. If I had secured longest road, it would have stopped the potential for Nakor to sneak in the victory.